lost in the Lone Star Land, with boots on my feet and dreams in my hand. A little sassy but a whole lot of grace. You'll see that fire when you look in my face. I'm a Texas girl with a heart so wide, family and friends always by my side. From the crack of dawn to the stars at night, I keep it real, keep my soul burning bright. Barbecue smoke, Friday night lights, cheering for the Astros under Texas skies. A little bit stubborn, a whole lot of charm. This big old heart will keep you warm. I'm a Texas girl with a heart so wide, family and friends always by my side. From the crack of dawn to the stars at night, I keep it real, keep my soul burning bright. Barbecue smoke, Friday night lights, cheering for the Astros under Texas skies. A little bit stubborn, a whole lot of charm. This big old heart will keep you warm. I'm a Texas girl with a heart so wide, family and friends always by my side. From the crack of dawn to the stars at night, I keep it real, keep my soul burning bright. From the blue bonnet fields to the city streets, every step I take feels like home to me. With a little sass and a lot of pride, this Texas girl's got nothing to hide. I'm a Texas girl with a heart so wide, family and friends always by my side. From the crack of dawn to the stars at night, I keep it real, keep my soul burning bright. Gummy shoe prints, laid them down the street. Chocolate wrappers hiding secrets sweet. They don't miss a beat, they've got a knack. With licorice ropes pulling answers back. Twist the wrapper to reveal the truth. A sticky web spun by a candy slough. No sour lies can escape the grip. These lollipops always crap.
Sebastian, sweet boy, where have you gone? The sun sets low, but we keep marching on. The wind whispers your name soft through the pines, a melody aching in these hearts of mine. Roads are endless, the nights are cold, but your story's a light we'll never let go. Where are you, sweet boy Sebastian? We're searching the hills, the rivers, the plains. You deserve better, oh you deserve better. And your army is fighting through heartache and pain. Your laughter once rang like bells through the air. Now silence just lingers, it's more than we can bear. We carry your memory, a flag in our hands. Through shadows and valleys, through shifting sands. The roads are endless, the nights are cold, but your story's a light we'll never let go. Where are you, sweet boy Sebastian? We're searching the hills, the rivers, the plains. You deserve better, Oh, you deserve better, and your army is fighting through heartache and pain. Your laughter once rang through heartache and pain.
Well, hello, my friends. How are y'all doing today? So good to see everybody. Thank you all for being here. I hope everybody's having a super good day. Hello, Miss Rhonda. Hello, me and you. How you doing? Hi, Kai. Good to see you. Hey, DJ. And Jacqueline. Hello to you. Let's see here. Lisa King. Thank you, Lisa King. You are so sweet. I appreciate you. And hello, tap dancer Lizzie. Good to see you. Let's see who else. We got Teresa. Hello, Teresa. Hey, TJ. Hey, Susanna. Good to see you. Let's see who else we got with us. Do. Hey, Sandy. Good to have you. There's Kiki. Hello to you. You had a really good live while ago. I enjoyed that. Let's see here. Who else we got in here with us? Hey, Mama. How you doing? Good to have you with us. And there's our beautiful Jen. So good to see you with us. Let's see. There's our Daisy Dukes. Always good to have you with us. Hey, Peggy. Good to see you. Jacqueline. Hello, hello. Hey, Tabitha. Good to see you. There's Sassy Granny. Hello, hello. Let's see here. Gotta scroll through all these chats. Michelle, hello, my friend. Good to see you. Hello, Wild Child. Good to have you with us today. Cecilia, hello. Linda, hello to you. Thank you all for being here. And everybody that's just listening, thank y'all so much for being here as well. Like I said, I hope everybody's doing good. Those in the South, I hope y'all are getting prepared for this winter storm. Hello, Cooper. Hey, Cool Cougar. Good to see y'all. We here in East Texas, I've been sitting here telling y'all for weeks now, we don't ever get snow. Guys, we got a chance for snow. More ice than anything, but definitely a good chance for snow. Hey, Neuro, good to see you. So yeah, the grandbabies are so excited. So yeah, they're preparing everybody because we live in East Texas. There are pine trees and they don't do well with ice. Hey, Blue. And so the limbs will start breaking off. The trees will start falling over and power lines go down. It was back in 2021. We were down and out for about 5 days here in Texas. 3 to 5 days it took for everybody to get power back, and temperatures were down in the low teens, like at 12 degrees, and snow everywhere. And yeah, the system got overloaded or something. I don't know. It was crazy. But there's a good chance we'll be getting something this weekend. So if y'all don't see me this weekend, it means because we don't have power. We're 46 in the UK and heavy rain. Burr. Wait, it was -6 today, -13 with wind chill in North Michigan. Oh, Lord, wild child. I'm so sorry for you. Hey, September Rain. Good to see you, beautiful. Wowza, wowza. We're not used to all these cold temperatures. we're cold at 30s, but yeah. Anyways, so good to see everybody. Thank you all for being here. I have a question before we get too into it. Um, would it be better for or some of you if we go live about 15 to 20 minutes earlier? I know we're kind of getting into Mob Crew when he comes on and other creators as well. Seems like they're doing earlier lives than they usually do. So I didn't know if it would help everybody if we went just a little bit earlier or just stick with the same time. Yes. Perfect. Okay. Okay. We'll probably go like, I don't know, 4:45-ish or something like that. And Kiki says she's going to have to go earlier too. Okay. I just want to make sure it's good with everybody. Hey, cat lady. Good to see you. Okay. We'll start going a little bit earlier. And that way, maybe we can get through before everybody else starts in. 5 to 6 hours ahead of me. Oh, goodness. All righty. Well, I hope, like I say, everybody's well. I went and had shots in my back today, and my back hurts worse than it did when I went in. Hello, Michelle. How you doing? Oh, so I'm really surprised I'm sitting here this long. But those shots were horrible today. Oh, Tina girl, you're so sweet. So sweet. Certain creators. Yeah. I tell you what, my list has really narrowed down. I hardly listen to too many anymore. It's just too much. Too much. And, of course, now with the whole Nick debacle that's happening, I hear he actually apologized to Queen Bee and to B Tim. I could not believe it. I don't know. That's their choice. I don't have to follow. I don't have to listen. I don't have to partake in any of it, and I choose not to. Yeah. Wild Child said, yes, my list keeps getting smaller. Yeah. I tell you, there was a whole lot I used to listen to, but I can't anymore. Hey, Keely, how you doing today? Love you so big. I know, me and you, I couldn't believe he said those words. I mean, it's just, it is insane. I'm sorry. I'm not okay with the channel that lets a father of a missing child come on his panel and talk ugly. Oh, thank you, September. Thank you. And so, anyways, he don't even talk about Sebastian, but he can sure talk ugly about other people. Just, you stop and you think about this whole entire case with Sebastian, and it just is the craziest thing in the entire world. It is insane and craziness. You know what I'm saying? Right? Teresa says something weird is happening. Yep. I'll stick in my little corner too. I'm telling you, I ain't got time for all that foolishness. It's just not worth the headache. Not worth my blood pressure getting up, If I have to say something about it because it happened to be about me or whatever, I'll have my say and I'm done with it. Done with it, because anybody that actually replies gives them more content. And that's the thing, Tina girl. I agree with you. I'm sure Sebastian didn't like bullies. He actually lived with them. It's too crazy. And today we're going to listen to a live that was done a good while back on Crime Lines and Lies. And they actually talked to neighbors of the Proudfoots. And we're going to listen to this and see what all they had to say. It's very interesting. And we're going to go over that. I don't know if all you have heard it or not, but I thought it would be a good thing to go back over and review. And so tomorrow, y'all need to come back because yesterday we talked about the ruckus video. You won't believe what we're going to hear about tomorrow. So we're going to go over some really good stuff tomorrow. So make sure you come back tomorrow and listen because it will tie it all in and your jaw will drop. So definitely be back with us tomorrow so we can do that. But today I want to go over this. Yeah, she's a good one. I like her. And so all credit will go to her here in just a second. But before we get started, let's go through the whole drill here. Myself, along with moderators, subscribers, and anyone in chat express their opinions. On this channel, we present speculation, possibilities, and show things found for everyone to decide for themselves what opinions they have. We're here for helpful purposes only. We're not here for drama, hate, or anything negative. Please respect all opinions. And as always, my content is not to be used in a negative way at any time. So, with that being said, let me get our copyright disclaimer put up here because we are going to educate ourselves on how the neighbors actually felt about what was going on and all those things. Let me get a little tiny music to play in the background here. It's like an act of Congress just to get one video up and going. Oh, and for anyone that does a membership or a super chat or anything like that, I got a new sound effect for us, y'all. So this is what we're going to hear. How do y'all like that? I finally found us something good. Something different. All righty. There we go. So here. You love that? I was trying to find some sound effects and I was like, oh my gosh, this one made me laugh. So we had to do it, especially because we welcome everybody to the South. Got to go with it, right? So here we go. Oh, hold on. Here we go.
Happy to be here with you, Brooks.
Yep. DT Driver said, yay, Chloe's here. He gets sick of hearing my voice all the time. All right, so I did give a sneak peek to the members. We're going to go through it today. Let's go through some of our conversation we had with, well, a couple of the neighbors yesterday. What struck you as the most disturbing? One neighbor we talked to has lived there for 13 years. He said the Proudfeets have been there for 2 years and doesn't seem to have any love loss for no-ass Chris Proudfoot. So what really bothered you about what we were told?
Well, the first thing was the way that Sebastian was treated that was seen outside the house, some things that we were told, like being sprayed with the pressure washer till he had a meltdown. I thought that was awful.
So the neighbors there talked to them. And just, guys, the thought of Sebastian having a meltdown and being sprayed with the with the pressure washer, that can take your skin off. I have actually gone across my toe with the pressure washer, and it left like a blister, almost a cut. Could you imagine? They use that on sidewalks and homes and things like that to get all that deep down dirt out. It's got pressure behind it. Ugh. And yet, a neighbor saw that actually happening.
Which
And let's elaborate on that.
okay.
Because, I mean, not everybody was on the phone call.
Yes.
Chris Proudfeet was outside and he pressure washer. And he was spraying down the fifth wheel. Sebastian came outside, I guess, wanting to do outside things. And he started screaming at him, cussing him out, and he hosed him down with the pressure washer. Now, I don't know about you guys, but those things hurt. We use them to clean off the house. We have to turn it down to low just to wash a car because they'll take the paint off of a car. All right, go ahead, Chloe. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, no, that's what I was going to say. So that scenario right there really, really bugged me. The fact that a couple of the questions that I asked, I don't know, because you asked so many questions, but like the fact was Chris Proudfoot really gone that whole month? Like he says he was. And he said, we were told no.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a big question for me too, because that's something I've never really believed or knew if I believed. He only spoke about Sebastian as Katie's son. He never called him his son to anyone else or even a stepson.
Mm-hmm.
And we've heard how he speaks about him as he's my son, you know, like those sort of things. Just kind of debunking a lot of confirming a lot of the behavior and actions we've seen by Chris Proudfoot. And then
confirming a lot of the behavior and actions we've seen by Christopher Proudfoot. Ugh, just turns my stomach.
Debunking some of the things that we've all known were lies. Don't you think?
Well, because, oh no, you're exactly right. Because he's only trying to convince people now because Sebastian is missing. And there's a lot to go through. Now, we've had 3 different neighbors. We had a long conversation with one yesterday that said no. Normally, he would cut out of work early on Thursday and then leave out either Sunday night or early Monday morning. And the pressure washer thing happened in February. My question.
February, guys, February. Sebastian went missing in February. Think about that.
Is, and don't get me wrong, some people say, well, February is too cold. You have a lot of nice temperatures in February. It's like a baby spring. Anyway, why that one weekend was Mr. Proudfeet away?
Right. And why lie about it and say that you've been away for a month, which has made us all suspicious of that in the first place?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Why was Seth alienated for a month?
Exactly.
Okay. It was said by one of the neighbors that Chris Proudfoot, when asked about Sebastian, of course, we know that he would kind of pick on him. I'll put it that way. He said at school, they call him Mr. Piss Pants. That's the reason Sebastian wore a pull-up. When one neighbor was asking about Sebastian, he said, that's Katie's retard.
You heard it, friends. A neighbor was asked about Sebastian. neighbor asked Mr. Chris about Sebastian, and Mr. Chris's response was, "That is Katie's R." If that doesn't tell you what kind of person he is, I don't know what to tell you then, because that right there speaks volumes. It speaks volumes. That's the words Chris said to their neighbor when the neighbor asked about Sebastian. And yet, we're supposed to be nice to him? Give me a break. No way would I ever want to be nice to a person that calls a child that. Ugh. Here we go. Let's listen to some more.
Now, that really, really upset me.
Yeah, me too. I mean, how disrespectful and disgusting to speak like that. It breaks my heart.
And I don't believe for a minute that the neighbors are making it up. And it's
No.
10 times worse than we even thought. Sebastian likes to eat things like sushi, tofu, things like that. And so one time, now mind you, Chris Proudfoot was never invited. Well, he was once, okay?
Yes.
To a neighborhood picnic. Let's talk about that, Chloe.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. We should definitely explain that. So Chris Proudfoot was disliked by the neighbors so much to the point where when they had neighborhood cookouts and stuff, they did not invite him. He was only invited one time. And he was aggressive and not nice to anybody. So nobody wanted him around. And then, yeah, you tell him what he said about Sebastian. It's horrible.
He even said to one of the neighbors when Child Protective Services was, coming around, he said to Katie, where people could hear it, he goes or I go.
Well, there you go, folks. Mr. Chris's word, the neighbor heard it. He goes or I go. I guess Katie made the choice because Sebastian's nowhere to be found. Hearing those words from a neighbor, the words that came out of Mr. Chris's mouth, you have to say, Katie, did you make that choice? You were given the ultimatum. It sounds like, did you make the choice, Katie? Where is Sebastian?
Mm-hmm.
Their last visit, he said, this marriage is not going to work out. Well, go figure. He hasn't had a marriage work out yet.
Yeah, right.
And they've roughly been there about 2 years. Because one of the neighbors we talked to yesterday said, we've been here for 13 years. He's like, I'm like 45 seconds, from the house. He's like, I walk by there all the time.
Yeah.
And he was like, I'm hoping that they just sell the house and move. Because he's like, they've been here about 2 years. And his biggest complaint seemed to be about Chris Proudfoot.
That seems to be our biggest complaint. I think it was Michelle that just asked a while ago if these neighbors had talked to Ellie. I believe, yes, they all have talked to Ellie and told them what they know.
Absolutely. That was the main, everything he had to say, that person was about Chris, and it shed a lot of light onto his behavior.
Well, and he had an issue with things that Sebastian preferred to eat. One was sushi and tofu. And it was explained that Chris Proudfoot is very homophobic. And he would tell him, that's what faggots eat. That's
Do you hear that word? You hear that word? These are people in the neighborhood who heard Christopher talking. She's not making this stuff up. She talked to neighbors. And those words coming from Chris's mouth makes me want to vomit. Poor Sebastian, man. I could just imagine the hell that he lived through in that house with Chris.
Why they were so hell-bent on the Texas Roadhouse. We'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah, I can't believe that you would even use that word. That is just a gross word to even use, in my opinion. And then to say that about food, come on. I love sushi. I mean, we all do. A lot of us. And eating healthy is something that was important to Sebastian's diet, in my assumption, due to his health-related issues. So, I don't know.
Well, and the thing is, I totally believe that Chris uses that word all the time, because when he contacted me about me saying words like moobs and no ass, he called me a faggot.
That's right. That's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
What are we going to do?
He called her that. Isn't that lovely? Seemed to be a favorite word of his. All those offensive words, I can't stand it. Reminds me of my oldest brother. So hateful. Oh, goodness. I mean, yes, Melissa, 100%. Probably why Sebastian was watching YouTube videos on bullying. The child was being bullied in his own home. The one place every child should feel safe. Mr. Foot could not even allow that for Sebastian. It's just horrible.
Now, the CPS engagement was not because of the belt whipping.
Mm-hmm.
It actually has to do with the mattress. All right, Chloe, this is a lot.
Yeah, this is.
So, Chris took his mattress, Sebastian's, out of his room because he said, I'm sick of smelling piss, and put it in the garage.
Okay, you heard that. He was tired of smelling piss. So he takes his mattress, puts it in the garage. Listen to this.
Sebastian was talking about how he sleeps in the garage at school. CPS showed up and they actually asked the neighbors, have you seen this? Help me out here, Chloe, because that's a lot for me to digest.
Yeah, it is. It's a lot. It's a lot to even take in. Yeah, he asked, they asked other people and they confirmed, and a neighbor we talked to confirmed that he was made to sleep in the garage, and he had heard him yelling about smelling piss, is his words. And, you know, we all know that it was very cold there the night that he went missing. And think about the other nights leading up to that through the whole winter, that if he was made to sleep out there.
Could you imagine putting your child on a mattress in the garage on the cold concrete floor and making them sleep out there? These people, his mother, should be very, very ashamed of herself if all of this is absolutely 100% true. They deserve those silver bracelets.
And what child who I would believe I would be scared in that situation to live with a man like that. And I could understand, if a child has disabilities and certain things that, accidents can happen if you're scared,
Sure.
if you're being mistreated, if you're being abused.
Exactly. And it goes back to what I've said over and over and over, time and time again. If a 15-year-old boy is having accidents, if a child who is already potty trained starts having accidents, there's a reason. 99.9% of the time, there is a reason, whether it is medical or whether it is abuse of some sorts. But instead of taking him to the doctor to try to find out why this is happening, I guess they didn't want it found out, in my opinion. And therefore, just bought him some pull-ups and insulted the hell out of him for the abuse he was receiving.
I mean, if
I'm
you didn't do that
48
at
years
Seth's
old.
house.
I'm 48 years old. I don't trust a fart.
Yeah.
We can
Right.
all have accidents. I mean, it's so degrading. And Sebastian comes outside thinking that he's just going to spend some quality time with his stepdaddy, and he hoses him down with the pressure washer, and that shit hurts.
Yes.
It does. It seriously does hurt. Neuro says, why are they not in prison? I've asked that question repeatedly. If there is enough CPS visits and there was an actual court case that was going to happen just prior or just previous after, sorry, I get my words together, just after Sebastian went missing, if that was in place, would that not be enough? Just because he's missing doesn't mean that another child in their care is safe. Think about it. His daughter goes to their house. This is a father that when he was young, the reason he went to the Navy allegedly is because of things he did to his sister, and that comes from his stepbrother. But his mommy got him out of it and had him go into the military, so it didn't go on his record. Once again, his mommy taking care of everything for him. But if he did that to his sisters, what's the guarantee it's not happening to his own daughter? I'm not saying it is. I'm saying if that potential's there, why are people leaving a child in their care if they couldn't even handle another child? It seriously has crossed a line, and yet they're still out there enjoying life.
And to the point where the neighbors said Sebastian was having a total meltdown.
Yes. And Katie had to come get him because he had a total meltdown from it.
And Chris yelled, "Get your retard."
Yep.
Ugh.
Wow.
Hey, Mr. Chris, I think you are the R word, not Sebastian.
It's just, this is what the neighbors saw. Think about what happened inside behind closed doors. He has no shame whatsoever to act like this in front of everyone, to go on panels and be disrespectful and say the things he says. I mean, imagine how awful this person really is. If this is what people just around the neighborhood saw.
Tina Girl says, thanks, Mommy. You created a monster. Are you proud of yourself? Are you tired of him yet? Has he cost you enough money in court cases?
And whether it was caught on camera, I don't know, because one neighbor we talked to said he has 6 or 7 cameras around his house. I know the next door neighbor who does not want to go on the record.
Yes.
He has said
That is Chloe Jade on here with Brooks. She's been around for a good while. Yeah, September Rain, he does sound like Satan, doesn't he? He has no shame. He's actually proud of himself, I believe. And I'm telling y'all, wait till tomorrow. Y'all are going to be blown away with some stuff that comes out of his mouth after we just watched that Ruckus video. If I didn't already have this set up and ready to go, we would go over it today. But I wanted this out there so we could see the type of person Mr. Chris is, what the neighborhood saw and heard. It's disturbing. You have to wait 20 minutes, Sandy, for what? Yeah, Sandy, they both are. Both sides of, yeah, Katie's and Chris. Isn't that lovely?
several cameras, and they said they just got cameras 3 weeks ago. They had
Right.
people over putting up cameras because they said they were being harassed, and they said we saw those people in the neighborhood. Let's just get to the recording. Also, for those of you that are wondering, the price of 12 eggs in China it would be $2.20 US dollars. I'll put it right there because I don't exactly.
$220 US is the price for the eggs in China, Mr. Chris, just in case you didn't know.
Know their currency. Look at that. Can't say the price of tea in China.
I know.
Let's take a second, and we've got some gifts coming in, you all. Thank you, Southern Grammy Wolf, for the super sticker. Thank you to Jules and Pat and TC.
September Rain, I am with you 100%. She says, why don't they arrest him? If it was anyone else, they would be under the jail, in my opinion, allegedly. And you're correct. But when you have Bobby and Carter backing you up to the point that you can use them to threaten and intimidate people, I guess they got your back, huh?
DB for gift and memberships. Now, when they did have one like barbecue in the neighborhood, okay?
Oh, listen to this.
All
Listen to this, friends. They have a barbecue, a neighborhood barbecue, right? Get together for all the neighbors. Good time in the neighborhood. Well, for everybody except for Mr. You know.
Chris did was get drunk and get into it with people and say, I wear a size 14 boot.
Oh my gosh.
Uh-huh. Well, then how come all of your ex-wives say you have a little pecker?
Right?
Ooh, Lord, she brought it. Wowza, Mr. Chris. I bet that made you pretty angry. This is what I got to say. Oh, it's not going to play. Never mind. Here we go. Size 14. Oh, give us a break.
How are you going to have that kind of boat-looking feet and have a little pecker?
Yeah, at his height.
Mhm.
That's crazy.
You don't
My
have no
ex-
size 14
yeah.
shoes. If he does, he's stuffing Walmart bags in it.
Yeah, right? That's right.
That's why he got a
Size
massive
14
truck.
boot. All right, Chloe, because yesterday was we had a lot going on. Woo, thanks for hanging in there with me. So let's get to it. And yes, recorded with permission.
They asked for our actually ring cam footage. They asked for the camera footage. Everyone turned it over. I don't know what or if there's anything on, say, like my neighbors or something, or the people down the street, because I mean, let's put it this way. It's a very, I don't want to put down actually law enforcement, but it's very, I mean, I think the best way to say it is they're very hard-headed right here. And
law enforcement is very hard-headed right here. Mm-hmm. And Cooper says, look how itty-bitty his hands are. Oh my gosh, he wouldn't be able to walk if he had feet that big. Oh. Yeah, Sandy says he wears an 8 if he's lucky. Sebastian probably had bigger feet than him, huh?
I mean, do I think they're just...
Okay, look at me interrupting already. What he's explaining, and this is when I said, is it okay if I record all this so I don't forget anything? And he said, yeah, go ahead. He's talking about when law enforcement was going house to house to house to house, and they wanted to know who had any camera footage.
Just sitting back and they're doing nothing? Absolutely not. I mean, do I think they're investigating it and they're doing stuff that we don't know? Yeah. But
what do you think about them saying it's not a criminal investigation? So what are they investigating?
Now, guys, remember, this was very early on, okay? This was not long after Sebastian had gone missing and everybody was gung-ho to talk and tell what they knew and all this. It had became a criminal investigation pretty early. But this was prior to when it was announced that it has turned into a criminal investigation. Right? Teresa said, I guess that's why he's such an angry little man.
it has to be done. Yeah, I mean...
Cooper.
I mean, that's what we all talked about. That's what a bunch of us, all of my neighbors, that's what we all said. We said, it just doesn't make... it just doesn't make sense that it's not a criminal investigation because you have a missing, that's a 15-year-old. And, I mean, outside of the searches that were done by, I don't want to give names, but it was a big, it was a big, actually, chaos. It was big schemes with a bunch of things, and I believe that, I believe this. If
me and you, I can tell you this. I don't understand why nothing is being done. But even in the beginning, FBI was part of this. They were called in. They have stayed, and they do have a file on Sebastian. There is everything they know they have. They've been following things. That's what I'm being told. But why is nothing getting done is my question. I always go back to that same question. Everything we know, there's enough. The abuse in the house is enough. But I don't know. I don't know what it is they're waiting for. And there are things I'm being told that they have that nobody even knows about. So what is it? My only guess is, and I have heard rumors of this from other people as well, that they are trying to find him, Sebastian, because they believe once they have them locked up, they're just that kind of people that they're never going to say. And so, Lolly, could it be the north to south, east to west? Very possible, Miss Rhonda. Anything at this point is possible. I agree, Kiki. They're going to have to move everything out of that county. And if Sumner County would actually just say, hey, we've done what we can. Here you go. Please take it over, FBI. I honestly believe things would happen. But I can't guarantee that because I don't know for sure. You know, I will say this. From what I've heard, Brandon Carter was the lead on the Sebastian Rogers case. Sonny Weatherford's the one that told us. We would have to get in touch with Detective Carter. Now, he's the buddy to Mr. Chris. Mr. Chris has used his name, thrown it out there like it's an everyday thing for him. But if you notice, and this is something I've just recently started paying attention to, we never hear from him when any of the updates were being done or anything was being talked about to the news or whatever. Carter was nowhere around. Why is that? If that's his only job was to work on Sebastian's case, I wonder why. Why was he not the one out there talking? But, you know, he was the one that replied to an email tip that was sent in. And he says this is not the kind of tip we're looking for, although it was a location of a person that they thought could have been Sebastian. And his reply was, it's not the kind of tip we're looking for. The most craziest thing I've ever heard in my lifetime. Why would anyone reply with that? Is it because you're not looking for tips? Is that what you really mean when you say those words? I don't know. But I do believe there is a weak link in that county. And I believe it starts with him. But of course, that's just only my opinion. And as far as the marshals, I see y'all talking here in chat about the marshals, you know, and hey, we had an open door to a meeting for Seth at the United States Marshal's office, and it was not taken and done anything with. We had someone that had connections that had an open door ready to go. And nothing came of that. And the sad part is we can't do it. We can't do it. It would have to be one of the three parents. We know Katie and Chris aren't going to do anything. And the email was sent to Seth repeatedly. and he never reached out. I don't know why. I don't understand, but we gave him an open door. They were told the situation. They were interested to hear more, but they had to talk to the parent. And so we did what we could. Let's listen to some more of this call with this neighbor here.
We have a kid missing, or if now it's my kids are grown, but let's just say if you had one of my kids that was missing, that was 14, 15 years old, where is the search? I mean, they scaled back the search to where there's almost no search. And I just don't get it.
What did you think about them searching the landfill?
That, now, okay, there are two different areas where the trash actually goes. One,
Sidetrack. Yes, unfortunately. Yeah.
it goes to actually one it goes to actually Nashville, and the second it goes to Kentucky. So now,
Okay, Sammy, I'll check.
you have commercial, we'll go to Kentucky. And now, but you do have some that if we have ours, it goes to Nashville. But them searching it is something. I'm just trying to see if there's, I'll say it this way. You have a lot of job sites. Their material, it goes to Kentucky.
Okay, Chloe, let's talk about the importance of this.
Okay.
So I asked him, I said, what did you think about them searching the landfill? And he explained it.
Mhm.
You have, like, I'm just going to say regular garbage. But if it's commercial or construction related, it goes up to Kentucky. That's the landfill they searched. And we know that there's a reason for it. What did you think about that?
I don't know what there was. I don't know if it had to do with that construction site and I'm wondering if something, he was put in something there. That was my thought, but I don't know, because they had to have something if they went there to search.
Mm-hmm. Nobody in their right mind, law enforcement, regular people, YouTubers, whatever, are going to go to a landfill and search. And he explained it. He was like, it's because it's commercial. And we know there is some construction businesses.
Mm-hmm. Right. Exactly.
And you don't just search a landfill in a whim. You're not going to do it.
Mm-mm.
No. Okay, that makes sense. So, when were you aware that Sebastian was missing? And by the way, can you come on the show tomorrow? I can just email you the link.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I'm not going to put your name out there. We're just going to have a conversation because this is for Sebastian.
Yeah, sure. Okay. We found out at about, now, I'm an early riser. 4 o'clock in the morning. It's like I told you inside my email. I did 24 years, and I'm a fighter pilot, which I'm retired now, but I get up at 4, and we found out when we seen the whole area started swarmed at probably about 10 to 7. And that's when they started searching around. And that's when they started, like, if you go in the back, you have honeysuckle, which from actually Stafford to it's honeysuckle, you really can't see, but it's the side back, and they started searching, and that's where it started. So that's about the time frame, which I would say is about probably 10 to 7 or somewhere right near 7. And
Hey, Michelle, GA, how you doing? I see your comments here on my side. And Sammy, I replied, and thank you for that.
this is AM. This isn't it's so that's actually that timeline, but now it's just a mystery.
Everything's a mystery in this case, and it is so sad to say it, but seriously, we need answers. I don't know how many times we can beg for anyone that knows something of Sebastian's whereabouts. Just say it. Say it anonymously. Doesn't matter. We're not asking about details of who did it or what happened. I think they pretty much know. We just want Sebastian. End of story. Make that anonymous phone call from a payphone somewhere. He deserves to be found. End all the speculation, all the mystery, all the wondering, all the assumptions, all the speculations. There are people that listen to this. I know they listen. You know what happened to Sebastian. Just call it in. Do the right thing. He deserves it.
Okay, and we're going to get to this. Okay. 10 till 7 is when basically hell broke loose. That's the reason I was saying yesterday there's a big difference between 6 a.m. and 6:30 a.m. And I think anyone that sticks their neck out and speaks publicly on the record should be respected. All right?
I do too.
So he's saying 10 till 7 is when they started noticing the activity. That tells me a lot. Thank you, gifted memberships. I cannot believe you girls today and guys.
Nisia, I think something there at that house definitely is being protected. I have to agree with you. Whether it's evidence of some sorts, I think it has been brought back to that home and hidden.
So we've heard she went to wake him up at 6:30. We've heard she went to wake him up at 6 a.m. But he's saying at about 10 till 7 is when the activity started in the neighborhood.
Right.
Law enforcement went door to door to door to door, wanting camera footage.
Yeah, right away.
Everybody's trying to figure it out. I mean, but now I can say from just being a neighbor, which your friendly neighbor, he's not the type of person that I associate with. And I say that because he.
You mean Chris Proudfoot?
Yes. He's very loud.
What? Hold up. Seriously? Mr. Chris is very loud? Yeah, I think I believe that one.
And it has to be right. And he has to be right, or
He's got to be right. This is too much. Man, that guy really does know Mr. Chris.
you have the whole conversation is basically done with. And he does, which I don't drink, but he does drink. Now, did I witness any? No, I know. But my friend's daughter, she works in actually Texas Roadhouse.
Listen very close, my friends.
She doesn't know that. Now, she wasn't working the night that they went in, but she had seen them in there the 2 weeks before that, and something that.
Now, remind y'all, this is about Valentine's, when he took Katie and Sebastian to Texas Roadhouse. Listen to what happened.
That Sebastian wanted, or I don't know exactly if it was something that they didn't serve, or I'm not 100%, but he got from, now this is just hearsay part, is that he got very angry and they ended up leaving.
It has been said that something didn't go right. He got really pissed, made a scene, and they got up and left. That's what's been said. Very loud. Had to be his way or no way.
And this was 2 weeks.
Now, who got angry? Sebastian got angry. Katie got angry. The staff got angry. Who got angry?
No, it was Chris who got angry.
Oh, I thought he was.
Mary Ann said, who are we listening to? This is Crime Line and Lies. Brooks is doing this live. She did it early on in Sebastian's case. And she had a conversation with the neighbor that lives by the Proudfoots. So all credit goes to Crime Line and Lies. If you haven't subbed up to her channel, she is great. I love to listen to her.
Was at home the whole month of February. Oh, this is interesting. Okay.
No.
He said, no. So, a woman that works at the Texas Roadhouse, for whatever reason, Dum Dum, I guess, didn't like his tater tots or something, and he got real angry because I said, now who are we talking about? The wait staff? We're talking about Sebastian, Katie? No, it was Chris that got all pissed off in the restaurant. And then, of course, we go into his regular schedule. Question is, why wasn't he home that weekend? That
Everything we do, everything we talk about, everything that matters goes back to that weekend. That weekend, Mr. Chris was there in town. The poker game happened. He was there. Katie and Sebastian showed up. Mr. Chris didn't seem to be real excited to see them. Makes you wonder if he might have had somebody else with him. Just an opinion. But he was there. Why wasn't he home?
Right. And why lie about the fact that he hadn't been home that whole month, too? I mean, that still doesn't make sense. And then that weekend, he's just not there. I mean, there's no way this wasn't pre-planned. I don't know, in my opinion. I can't see chat, and people might disagree with me, but I just really believe that this was, like, coming to a head.
I think we're all on the same page here. And if anybody has any questions about law enforcement and what they know, the neighbors have been heavily spoken to.
There you go. She just confirmed it. The neighbors have been spoken to. Like the man said earlier, it was first thing. They started going around collecting camera footage. They were on it. Therefore, when they say there's no evidence Sebastian ever left his home, that's because they've seen with their own eyes the footage that captured the front of that home. The neighbor directly across the street has said the keypad never even lit up. It lit up every time that door handle was turned from the inside. That night, it never lit up. Katie didn't think about that when she took all the light bulbs down on Saturday. But hey, that was on footage too. Allegedly. But there is no digital evidence showing Sebastian leaving that home, walking away, running through the houses, nothing. And you heard the words Mr. Chris said, and the neighbor heard it. It's him or it's me. Knowing that there's no evidence of Sebastian leaving the home, someone had to take him. Therefore, it is my opinion that his mother made her choice.
So 2 weeks before, they're at the Texas Roadhouse, and Chris has one of his good old shit fits. Listen to it again.
And something that Sebastian wanted, or I don't know exactly if it was something that they didn't serve, or I'm not 100%, but he got from, now this is just hearsay part, is that he got very angry and they ended up leaving. And it was 2 weeks.
Now, who got angry? Sebastian got angry?
It was told that Sebastian got in trouble getting on the computer, the laptop there at DG's house, but I don't know that that was ever confirmed. But I'll say this, I know there was footage showing Katie and Sebastian pulling up to that home.
And the reason I asked this question is, who got so angry that they up and left the restaurant, the Texas Roadhouse, 2 weeks before? He said it was something Sebastian wanted, and he said it was Chris that got so upset. They got angry and left. Something Sebastian wanted. Well, God forbid he wants an extra roll or he wants some dessert. How many of you have been at a restaurant where your child wants to order the whole damn menu?
Many times.
Good golly, when you raise boys, teenage boys, sometimes you can't fill them up. We used to laugh and say we only had to go to Golden Corral because my oldest would eat us out of house and home. And it was cheaper to go to Golden Corral so he can have as many plates as he wanted. And it was even funnier because 2 of those big piled up plates would be nothing but fruit. So for him to want something extra, he's a growing boy. Comes with the territory. But of course, you know, his food was monitored so well, just like everything else in his whole entire life with them.
Yeah. You're in public. You're not going to have a meltdown and come unglued. No. Katie got angry. The staff got angry. Who got angry?
No, it was Chris who got angry.
Oh, I thought he wasn't home the whole month of February. Oh, this is interesting. Okay.
No. He would leave. Now, you know he has a 5th wheel, okay? Now, I'm going to have to look at the date from 2 weeks from the day before, because that's when they were in there. Now, he would come home sometimes on the weekends, and that's when they would get like a bunch of stuff done. And then he would take off again, and he would go back, and then he would be gone. But that's what happened. Now, it's just, I mean, I'm trying to put a timeline. Like, I mean, you basically had me and my wife, we've been scratching our heads saying, well, is there something that, but it's just things that you just can't, I mean, it's just things that we don't know. Now, I will tell you this. Now, I mean, I know from experience, and because I have family members, you have my brother-in-law, actually, he's a lawyer, but I can tell you this. They have been getting, I can't say every day because I don't watch every day, but I have to pass to actually go into town that way, but for the last 45 days, I would say every other day they've been, it's actually not detectives. I think they're getting regular visits by, it has to be actually their attorney. So
In the very beginning, they were getting visits by their attorney. Of course, if you stop and think about it and go back to the day Sebastian was missing and everybody showed up at the house, you know, the house that had the open door where anybody could come in and leave and just come and go as they like. It wasn't treated as a crime scene in any way. It wasn't, you know, asked that everybody leave so they can search it or anything like that. They all just congregated in there, and the district attorney was actually there that day. I even heard the mayor stop by. Isn't that something? Now, 2 years later, I wonder if they're proud of themselves for being there. When a kid is still missing and all these things are coming out about those people. I wonder if they're a little worried. I wonder if they gave advice while they were there. When you have the mayor, the district attorney sitting in your home while everybody's looking for your child that went missing, that turns out no evidence he ever left, and you're saying he ran away, well, that doesn't play out well, does it?
I don't know.
Oh, that would make sense. Okay. All right.
So,
Now, has law enforcement followed up with you or any of your neighbors recently?
no. I mean, the only thing they did was they actually took the ring. They actually took the ring footage, and I have 6 cameras on actually my house. Well, actually 4, and then there's 2, but it's 6, and they actually downloaded it, which didn't show anything.
Now, mind you, this whole entire neighborhood, the whole street, the street behind them, every single house had cameras. Every house. Except for the Proudfoot's house. Isn't that something? They at least had Ring cameras. But Katie and Chris, at their house, where something happened to Sebastian, actually had 0 cameras. Wonder if those ended up in the landfill.
And but we've had nothing else. I mean, we didn't have there hasn't been a recanvass, or like there hasn't knocked on the door and said, have you thought of this, or have you, it's basically been quiet.
Well, I can see what my neighbors, are doing around our neighborhood. So, I couldn't tell you if anything was unusual, let's say if somebody around here went missing. But did you notice anything unusual that weekend? Was there like a lot more activity in their home or what? Because obviously something went down because Sebastian's missing.
Yeah, oh no, yeah, that's for sure. And then to think that there's no scent. Now,
well, that's because Chris said the dogs aren't credible and they're dishonest.
No, I don't believe that.
Mm-mm.
We can Google right now and it will tell you how credible those dogs actually are. And yet Mr. Chris seems to be, an expert. Hold on and let's pull it up. Here we go. Let's share this. How accurate are scent dogs? Sniffer dogs, while possessing an extraordinary sense of smell with up to 3 million scent receptors compared to 5 million in humans, have varying accuracy rates dependent on the context, training, and environmental factors. While they are highly accurate in controlled testing environments, often over 90%, their field performance, particularly drug detection, can be significantly lower. False alert rates as high as 60 to 80% in real world scenarios. Now, let's remove scent dogs and let's put cadaver dogs. Cadaver dogs are highly accurate, with studies showing well-trained dogs achieving 95 to 98% success rates. They can detect up to 15-foot underground, up to 30 m, whatever that is, or whatever, underwater. They're so accurate. But silly Mr. Chris, he must have not Googled it like his wife tells him to. All right, let's get back to this one.
I don't believe that. I mean, you have a canine is going to pick up a scent, and it's just kind of well established. But now that weekend, and this is what the whole thing is with a whole bunch of neighbors. We never really okay. Now if we watch each other's houses, like if we're watching, and like if we see something strange, but there isn't one that have said that they saw something strange.
Okay. And this is important because they didn't really see anything strange, except that Chris Proudfeet wasn't home that weekend. Because before, he would cut out of work early, come home sometime on Thursday, and then leave Sunday evening or early Monday morning. But the weekend, Sebastian goes missing. And we already know that he said either he goes or I go.
Yeah.
He told Katie Proudfeet that this marriage isn't going to work out. Something about Sebastian rubs Chrissy Poo the wrong way.
In my opinion, Chrissy Poo was more worried about himself and all the CPS charges filed against him, because that would have affected his custody case that he had been fighting 7 years to gain custody, full custody of his daughter that was happy and living a good life where she was. 7 years. The man was ordered anger management classes more than any of us ever could imagine. But he didn't really think he needed it. If he did ever take his anger management class, I have a feeling he failed because he seems to fly off the handle so very easily. Which is kind of funny because he's the same man that tells Smiley, oh, I want those hard questions. But yet I've invited him to come on my panel and answer some hard questions. And he won't even take that link that is personally delivered to him. But then again, like I said, I'm not going to be the one to stroke his ego. But I do have those hard questions waiting for him.
Sure does.
And all of it just makes me sick.
Me too. I have to say too, when you were talking to him, you got a lot of information out of him. But whenever I talked to him as well, he was very forthcoming. Like every question I had, there was no hesitation. He's really seemed to be he wanted the truth to be known. You know what I mean? That was the take that I got from him. So I really do believe, and like he said, he's a retired fighter pilot. This is a legit person. You know what I mean? This isn't just some random that we get sometimes on the internet that wants to insert themselves into something. You know what I mean?
No, and I mean, I've seen a couple of comments in here saying this is just neighborhood gossip. Listen, I understand neighborhood gossip, and I understand when the FBI and different agencies give you a card and say, we are going to need all of your camera footage. That is a little more than shooting the shit over the fence. Period.
Yes.
And, a couple of the attitudes.
Kylie, they're talking about the man that's talking here, the neighbor in the neighborhood that's talking on the phone to them is an ex-fighter pilot. No, not old Chrissy Poo.
That I'm seeing in here, that is the reason people do not speak out and they don't do what they should do.
Right. That's true.
And
we should be thankful. I feel like I feel like you got a lot of information yesterday that we've had a lot of questions about.
Good night, Daniel.
It was a very good interview that you did with him. And, and like I said, he was willing to answer my questions as well. Like very forthcoming. I don't have any, I'm respectful of him.
Oh, absolutely. And the thing is, it's no secret. He's not a fan of Chris Proudfoot. I don't think that he's going to go out on a limb and just make stuff up about him. I just don't.
No. I don't think so at all. That's not what I got from that at all. I think he really wants people to know how Sebastian was being treated and what was going on because he saw stuff that was wrong.
Well, thank goodness he did speak out because we got to see and hear, not see, but actually hear a part of Sebastian's life that no one had told us about. Chris wasn't going to talk about, hey, I sprayed him with the pressure washer. He's not going to say, I told my wife it's him or it's me. This marriage ain't going to work. Pick one of us. He's not going to say those things because him and his wife have to present a united front. They're in too deep now to go against each other. They're not going to spill. You got to think of the training in the military that they've had. Katie more so than Chris because she was way higher up than Chris. Surprised he even liked that. But they have no choice. They're in too deep. They have to stick together. Although I'm pretty sure their life is not so rosy anymore. Even though I believe Katie chose. I hope that if that's the choice Katie made, she is seriously wondering to herself why she made the choice she did.
The question is, why did Katie Proudfeet not do anything about what was going on? And yes, people did reach out to Child Protective Services. They did. And that's when they were asked again, have you seen anything else? What do you know about the mattress?
Yeah.
So it's not like no one in the neighborhood didn't do anything. Hell, they want them to pack up, sell the house, and get out of their face is what they want to do.
It's pretty bad when your neighbors wish that you would move. Pack your shit, get out of here, go. The neighborhood would be better without you. That's pretty daggum sad. But hey, when they have a neighborhood barbecue, they want to have an enjoyable time and enjoy time with everybody in the neighborhood and just cut up and laugh. And Mr. Chris gets drunk. He got loud. Surprise, surprise.
They want on. I mean, all you can do is reach out. Unless you're someone of authority, there's really not much you can do.
And it's on one of them. I mean, it was like a regular night. And now I do want to say this, because I seen it on one other, I seen it on, I'm not sure if actually you were talking about it, but you know where they're talking about the actual flashlight?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now in actually their backyard, which you can see from if you're on Honeysuckle, they had solar flares, which is the ones that like what you buy in Walmart. And
Little solar lanterns, that's what they are. You put in the stakes in the ground. Katie talked about having them in her yard, in her garden area, she called it, which she had no garden, but you know, whatever. Honeysuckle is, if you look straight down from the sky onto their home, Kellen is behind their home. The houses that are directly across the street from Katie and Chris are there. Behind those houses is a row of trees, then another neighborhood. That is Honeysuckle right there on the other side of that tree line. Just to give you an idea of where Honeysuckle is. But I believe the elevation is higher on that road.
like just and like it's what you put in the ground.
Mhm.
Now, I don't know how many of them, but it actually was a circle. Now, can somebody be saying that the solar flare actually was a flashlight? I don't know.
No, I'm not going with the solar flare being a flashlight, because solar flares don't move and run and creep across the common area unless they were held in someone's hand. But I honestly believe what we see are headlamps.
Now that's interesting. And also, you said you have cameras around your house. Why did they
Yes.
not have any cameras? She used to work for Brinks, if she doesn't still work for them.
No, they just put actually cameras in 3 weeks ago. They just put, there were 3 Brinks trucks I actually know it's actually one of the guys because it's one of the same guys who actually worked on
Okay, so what he was explaining before I started recording is everyone's house, when you buy a house in that neighborhood, there are motion detector lights. Like when you walk into someone's driveway, backyard, whatever, and it's dark, they'll come on. He calls them solar flares. They're solar lights. And, you know, I'm really sorry that some people, and I knew this was going to happen, are going to scream and yell saying, why didn't this person do more? Why didn't this person do more? You can only make so many phone calls. Could you imagine if you're outside washing your car and you spray your kid with the water hose or the pressure washer and they're like, oh, I was just having fun. Now, pressure washers, in my opinion, hurt. But without any injuries, what do you expect them to do? And he also explains the HOA and how Chris had issues with it.
Go figure. Mr. Chris had issues with the HOA. Mr. Chris seems to have issues with everything. I don't know that any of the neighbors could have done any more than what they did. I know the calls were made because of the mattress. Therefore, they did reach out when they saw what was happening there. But most of everything was inside that home, behind closed doors, like it normally is when abuse occurs. You're not going to abuse a child outright in front of neighbors. And you heard that all the houses have motion lights. So when you pull in the driveway, the lights come on. The corners of the house usually have those. If you go look, Katie and Chris's house have them back up now. But had that motion light been there, it would have came on when the trash was taken down to the curb, and you would have been able to tell who it was. Isn't that convenient that they came down the night before? Actually makes it sound a little pre-planned, in my opinion. And 3 weeks before Sebastian went missing, the Brinks people were there installing those cameras. The cameras that were not there 3 weeks later when he goes missing. So make that make sense. How is it that you're going to have cameras installed, pay to have them put up, but yet conveniently nowhere to be seen or found on the day that your child disappears? Too many things make perfect sense. The scenario is like a puzzle, and all the pieces are being connected. Whatever happened for this plan to go into action was within the last, I would say, less than 3 weeks. Could it have been that Friday night or that Saturday? Had to have been at least by Saturday, when that afternoon she's there taking light bulbs down. Why else would you take light bulbs down? Light bulbs that were working perfectly. You don't take down a light bulb till you're ready to put another one up, but nothing went back up until after Sebastian was already gone. And the security cameras, what the heck? Like I said, I've always wondered, is, the landfill their new home? It's a lot of money to put in the trash. Just wondering.
It's disturbing.
Chris has issues with rules and following rules, in my opinion. So that's not shocking at all about the HOA.
No. And I couldn't imagine spraying a human being with a pressure washer.
No.
I agree, Diana. I agree.
That's awful.
And, we have heard many times, people saying that Sebastian has sensory issues.
Mm-hmm.
Then why spraying with a pressure washer?
Exactly. Because he knew it was going to make him have a meltdown, and that's what he wanted.
Mm-hmm. And he said, Katie comes out and brings him in. And for those of you that didn't hear the beginning of the show, the whole pressure washer is to clean off the RV, the fifth wheel.
I wonder if they pressure washed that fifth wheel, if maybe that's what took so long for him to get it back home. Because he left the next day to go get his fifth wheel, which, if I'm not mistaken, he had already paid for a whole year for that to sit there because he was going to be working. But it was imperative that he go the next day to get that fifth wheel. But it took 17 hours before he came back home. Friends, I've packed up a fifth wheel. Got everything in place. Got everything shut down. Everything emptied. All the things. We're talking an hour and a half, 2 hours max. He could have came home that night. What was it he was doing? I'm just wondering. And as far as him not being there, I still question whether he was actually there that night. Because you see, Mr. Chris got really angry with Elevated Truth when he spoke out one time about Mr. Chris's truck. Don't talk about his truck. Don't talk about my mommy. But his truck, he said, pinged, which basically the Wi-Fi tried to hook up. And Mr. Chris gets on panel to explain when he came home that day about 1:30, his truck Wi-Fi tried to hook up, and they caught it because they were, checking all of the vehicles that came through. Well, Sebastian had already been missing. They didn't need to know who was there that day. My goodness, it would have took them weeks to match all those pings up with all those vehicles and everything coming and going like they did. He was already gone. They didn't need any of those pings that day. They needed pings prior to that morning. So that 1:30 ping, I wonder if that could have been a 1:30 a.m. ping and his truck was somewhere close by. Just asking. Because the 1:30 p.m. makes no sense whatsoever.
He liked being mean. He liked being mean.
Yes,
That's the reason they won't invite him to any neighborhood picnic or anything.
One of my outside cameras. Now, I just recognized him and I just waved and he waved, but we never had a talk. But from what I understand, they just put 3 cameras in.
Okay.
And what the word is it was for their safety.
Nobody's bothering them.
And I said the same.
Tina girl, yeah, he said he had not seen Sebastian since the early of the first part of February until the 26th when he came home. Conveniently, Sebastian was already gone when he came home. So does he mean 1:30 a.m.? You know what I'm saying? That would match up. He possibly could have seen Sebastian at 1:30 a.m. if his truck pinged in the early morning hours. Makes you wonder, doesn't it?
Thing when they made a big thing about certain people that were searching, and I seen the guy drive up and down the road.
Okay.
It actually didn't bother me any. I mean, if you have people out there searching,
I think when he's talking about the guy going up and down the road, I think he's about JLR when he went to the neighborhood. And we'll talk about that because I'm just like, look, nobody should have been, I'm like, nobody's bothering them. No one. And I mean, I know a lot of people are fixated on the pressure washer. Hell, I thought I was so smart one day because I was using our pressure washer to clean off the windows in the front. And here my feet are kind of nasty, dirty, as you saw on my Facebook page the other day. And I was like, well, I'll just spray them off. Damn, I thought I was going to break a toe.
I agree with her. I had a laceration basically across my toes because I thought I would do the same thing. Oh, my toes are dirty. And I went to spray them off. I like to die. Oh, it hurt so bad. But yeah, like she said, please, nobody reach out to any of these neighbors. They have been harassed enough. Law enforcement has talked to them. They have taken what they needed from them. And, you know, I just want to make it clear that we're not encouraging anybody to go talk to the neighbors. But the street is a public place. You can drive by all you want to. Just saying.
why are you going to stop them?
Now, you do have to watch some crazies that are going to come into your neighborhood because, I mean, you guys have every right to live in peace. And that goes for Chris and Katie as well.
Yeah.
You know, law enforcement, they're doing the investigation. Nobody needs to be coming into your nice neighborhood.
No, and it's all of these people actually talking about, I mean, the whole other part is where they come in and they talk about, well, I mean, they're millionaires and this and that. I mean, just because we have what we have is because we worked for it, but we're not actually millionaires. I mean,
yeah, that was mentioned early on. Lots of $1 million homes and all the things. Like I said, guys, this was done very early on. Very early into Sebastian's case. We have now learned since, they're not $1 million homes, but they are nice homes. They're fairly large homes. But I know lots has been said about that neighborhood and talked about, and the neighbors get aggravated with it because they hear these things being said. But from what I've learned from the few that have spoke out, everybody seems very nice. Everybody wanted to help. Everybody has done what they could in that neighborhood, except for just a couple. Conveniently, one person that lives behind the Proudfoots. His video footage was never turned over. The one cameras recording that night facing the back of that home where I believe so much was going down and so many people were moving about, his cameras did not get looked at because he's law enforcement, by golly. I don't care who you are. When it comes to a missing child, you should be the first one to stand up and say, here, this is my footage. I got it ready for you. Here you go. Do what's right. And this is the same neighbor who went to a vigil and left crying, saying it was so bad. It's so bad. Well, damn it, tell what's so bad. Who cares if that family is going to threaten you? Grow some balls and stand up and tell what was so bad. What was it that you saw? Were you part of it? There's questions when it comes to a person that lives directly behind them saying it's so bad, it's so bad, and he cries and leaves the vigil, and yet he doesn't turn over his footage. And the man at the end of Kellen, right where a camera would be showing the construction site, did not turn over his video footage either. He wouldn't even answer when law enforcement went to his house. Now, I go back to the question, why did law enforcement, Sumner County should have got a warrant to go in and take that footage? But conveniently, they didn't. And it's 2 years too late.
Just because our house is worth $700,000, I mean, $700,000 and if you go to Brentwood or you go to Tennessee, you can't buy a shack. So,
well, and here's the whole thing. Like you said, you work for it. You're paying for it. It's not their business. I don't know what's going on with this society that the minute they see something nice, they get super jealous and they're like, well, they've got money. Who the hell's got money just laying around? Like, oh, I've got extra money. I've got extra money. It's because people work for what they have.
Exactly.
And that goes for Chris and Katie too. The one thing about Chris and Katie I don't get, I just do not understand, is the different stories, the fact that she called him instead of calling Seth, instead of calling 911. Now, it has been said that she was never outside in the neighborhood looking for Sebastian. Do you know if she was or not?
The only thing that I know, now I didn't see her is actually personally, so I cannot say that. But what I can say is it's been rumored by the neighbor Cliff, who lives to the right of them.
The neighbor Cliff, who lives to the right of them. Stop and think about it. If you're looking at their house, the house on the corner that had the floodlights would be the house to the right.
That she did go out by vehicle, but she was only out for about maybe 10 minutes.
10 minutes, folks. 10 minutes. 10 minutes for her to look for her son from her neighborhood all the way to his school. 10 minutes. Now tell me that's a mother who's in fear for her child's life trying to find her child. Nope. Sorry. That's a mother who's going through motions to make sure it looks as if she's actually looking for her child, but we have video footage to prove her windows were up. She wasn't yelling for him. She wasn't trying. I guarantee you, if her little puppy dog got out and ran away, she'd be out there yelling and screaming that dog's name, driving her car, going very slow, looking between the houses, calling its name, going to the next little in-between houses part, calling its name, looking to see if it's going to come running, and then go to the next one. And it would take a hell of a lot longer than 10 minutes. Sebastian deserves better.
And
Okay. So we basically have Candace Wells 2.0. She got into her vehicle and drove around for 10 minutes.
Wow. Can you imagine you're missing your child and you just look for 10 minutes? It's crazy.
Yeah, 10 minutes, and then you call fat fuck, size 14, in Memphis. I mean, come on.
I'm sorry, I can't help it. That was epic. I loved it. I loved it. Guys, I think we're going to stop it here and go ahead and talk a little bit so we can get y'all out of here. Definitely, if you want to finish listening to that call, there wasn't much more after that, just a little bit more, but definitely check out Crime, Lines, and Lies. Go to that video. Her link to her channel is in the description of this video. I encourage you to follow her, but yeah, that one made me laugh. Sorry. Oh gosh. You know, thank you, Cecilia, for dropping her link. Sebastian deserves so much better. Okay. Thank you, Kylie. Thank you. Yeah, she's no mother. 10 minutes. Yeah. She made her choice. She made her choice, and she had to go through the motions just to make sure everybody saw her on camera. But wouldn't you think she would have been smart enough to roll her window down and actually call her child's name? No, she made her choice and she shut down on those feelings when it came to her son. I honestly, in my opinion, believe that 100%. To get on a panel and sit there while her husband is talking nothing but pure shit. spewing from his mouth, being vulgar and disgusting. She made her choice. And she is shut down on her feelings for her child. They can sit here and tell us all day long, you don't see what we do. We're out looking for him. No, you're not. No, you're not. People live there. They see you. Hey, Laura. People watch. They pay attention to these two. They're living their life, having fun, moving right along, doing whatever they got to do, whatever they want to do. She made her choice. Mr. Chris gave her that ultimatum. Yeah, they're at a reptile convention. I wonder if she thought about Sebastian and how much he loved his snakes. I wonder if that made her sad. You know, it's things like that if you don't have your child with you, that can bring you back down to your knees almost. I'm telling you right now, if the song Freebird ever comes on the radio, my heart skips several beats. It was my son's favorite song, and he could play it exactly like Leonard Skinner. And that song makes me think of him every single time. When I hear people playing guitars, I think about him. Sometimes it just takes my breath away. I don't see Katie's breath being taken away. I don't see Katie as a grieving mother. I'm telling you, folks, a grieving mother has a hard time going in public, let alone traveling on vacation. It's absolutely sad because Katie's son deserved better. Sebastian was well worth the fight. And when he got in his mother's car that night at Texas Roadhouse, Katie drove away. She made her choice. When she took him wherever she took him, however she got him into that house or whatever happened, Katie knows. She was the last one with him in the car when he was seen in public. And she was the last person in her home locked in. No, I don't feel sorry for Katie. If that makes me a bad person, so be it, but that's how I feel. And I have the right to have that opinion. I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat it and make it out like it's all roses, because it's not. What happened to Sebastian? Where is that young man? How is it that we can find him when they have worked so hard to keep him hidden? A lot of people think and believe that maybe he may come home when he's 18 because Katie and Chris has put that little notion out there. It's possible. Well, anything is possible. But it is my opinion that Mr. Chris can't have that happen. Because if Sebastian did come home and found his voice, he could still tell what happened to him that night, what had happened to him all those other times. He could tell what the reason was behind him having those wedding issues. And Mr. Chris can't take that chance. And that is my opinion. I honestly don't know what could have happened to Sebastian. I can take some guesses, I can assume, and I can speculate. But none of us know. And therefore, here we are almost 2 years later, trying everything we can to go back and re-listen to anything and everything we can find to see what little things actually get said. And I appreciate all of you for being here, because that means to me that you come every day to help, to listen, to email me and say, hey, I caught this while you were talking. I caught this while that person was talking on the video. It takes all of us, guys. It really, really does. And there's so much hate out there surrounding this true crime community that is shrinking as the days go by. But together we'll keep pushing, and we're only doing it for Sebastian. It's all about him. It's not about what shoe size Mr. Chris wears. I don't care what he wants the world to think of him, because he really don't want to know what I think of him. I don't want to sit here and speculate about his family, because I don't have the best opinions of them. And I'm not going to pretend I do. His wife, the mother of Sebastian, it's hard to have an opinion of anything positive when it comes to her, because where did he go that night, Katie? I have to go back to that. I continue to go back to it every time. I honestly believe, and so many experts have said it as well, after going through all of her interviews she has done, Katie holds the key to all of this. And if I ever, hey, Cinderella, thank you. But if I ever second guessed it, it always comes back to the fact that all the puzzle pieces are starting to fit together, and it's not looking good for Katie nor Chris. But we keep marching on, guys. We'll keep doing all that we can do. And like I said, we have to listen to all the words that are being said, all the little things that, even though they were said way back in the beginning, it's important to remind us today. And there's some things we might learn that we kind of overlooked before. And with that being said, I want to remind everybody, make sure to come back tomorrow, because after watching that Ruckus video, you're not going to believe what Mr. Chris said. It's going to blow your mind. So y'all come back and join me again tomorrow, okay? In the meantime, everybody have a super great night. Thank you all for being here. I so appreciate and love every single one of y'all. And until tomorrow, everybody, love and hugs. Good night.